Playing with IBS has always been a struggle of mine, but I am not alone. Thousands of Battlefield players just like me suffer from irritable blueberry syndrome, but there is hope.
Hardcore League is a major advancement in the treatment of irritable blueberry syndrome and reduces the likelihood of encountering PTFO inhibitors. When compared to other PTFO therapies, Hardcore League has been proven to help players live significantly longer without IBS flare-ups or growth.
Hardcore League changed what I thought was possible for IBS treatment.
Ask your doctor about once daily Hardcore League and visit hardcoreleague.co for more information. Hardcore League may cause serious side effects including elation. The most common side effects are lack of sleep, extended gaming, trouble stopping, newfound love of the game, excessive fun, and advanced PTFO.
They're going to be dedicated just on the air combat side of things. Looking forward to Battlefield 5. Fair play, absolutely outstanding. Oh my days! Oh my goodness, and he gets the two-piece, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, and there it is right there. We're moving to the top.
Oh, getting an awesome kill on Marcelo there. That was on point.
And that right there is how you dogfight, ladies and gentlemen. What a play.
Hardcore League, the only place for competitive Battlefield.
Live Moby jumping the rail and knifing him for his first kill of the game. I would like to say I'm surprised, but at this point, I could see Moby take out a tank with a knife, and it really wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, that kid really does, he really likes sticking bitches, doesn't he? He likes to stick that knife in folks. Good God. Something else, boy.
Yeah, he'll cut a bitch. He will cut a bitch.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Oh my.
Watching Viper making use of the 37mm cannon, which has been an extremely effective weapon utilised. Oh, that was a shot and a hit there that he managed to put on Thing, but not a kill quite. Is he going to be able to get the angle now that Thing is going to be severely compromised in terms of mobility and agility? No, he manages the disable and the engine kill on Attila Jude. That was just crazy right there. Fair play, absolutely outstanding. Oh my days! Oh my goodness, and he gets the two-piece, ladies and gentlemen.
This gun.
Uh-oh, Harley. Here you go, Harley. Oh, dropping one. There you go, Harley. Get you another one. Get you another one. Grab him there. There you go, Harley. Where's the dip? Where's the dip, Harley?
Drop the dip.
Drop the dip. Oh, she takes out the horse. Mr. Camelot going down to Harley as well. We still have not got a dip, but she's going to grab yet another one. She's almost out of lives, but she's just going for the
moving up secondary to these guys who are currently about to move in on Delta and lock things down, but they're about to go up against the Vanguard from Phoenix Elite, so we're going to see one heck of a firefight develop here, guys. Look at the bullets fly as Phoenix Elite and Long Range Recon Patrol go toe-to-toe on Delta, and it looks like Long Range Recon Patrol are keeping the numbers and Phoenix Elite taking heavy casualties, unfortunately, and Long Range Recon taking a initiative on Delta objective. That was very strong. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode here at Shots Fired Podcasting with myself, KLWHitmanPike, and Mr. Deadeye. Guys, what a couple of weeks it has been since we last spoke. Dead and Mason are now back from their various holidays that they've been on. I've heard they've had a pretty chilled out time sitting on beaches, drinking pina coladas, relaxing together, you know, just maximising their friendship, but they're gonna Ted's gonna have a little chat with us about what he's been up to with the big man himself. For those of you that didn't catch up with last night's Q&A, oh my days, we have some big news for you guys in the Battlefield esports community. So Dead, welcome to the stream, my dude. Thank you for taking the time to talk to Shots Fired Podcasting, of course, the official podcast, news outlet and chat show of Hardcore League. How the devil are you this evening, my dude?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. You know me. I really don't have much going on, so I've just got mountains of free time. So I was happy to show up today.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I'm sorry to drag you away from the sauna, and I think you were just in the process of getting a massage at that stage, but no. With enough kidding aside, Dead and Mason, myself, and pretty much the whole team here at Hardcore League have been incredibly busy. We like the amount of meetings and just stuff going on behind the scenes right now is incredible, and of course, it is all for you guys, the community. That's what we're working towards here, is building this esports scene. You guys are going to be sick of hearing me say it by the end of this year, but you know, we're not going to let it go. And right now, we are very much being listened to by DICE and EA. So Dead, I mean, how was it, dude? What did you get up to?
Oh, it was absolutely amazing. I want to give a big shout out to our very own Battlefield Granny in the chat, Miss Matriarch. I haven't seen her in a minute. We've been super busy. How are you, honey? We've also got Pindaz in here and Somatic Acrobat. Doing good, man. Doing good. The trip to Sweden was absolutely amazing. It's public knowledge now. A bunch of the game changers went over to Sweden to play the launch version of Battlefield 5, which is what we did. And in true Hardcore League fashion, what I did was I went in and rather than just playing the game, which I did play the game, but rather than just playing the game, I also went in and did some shoutcasting, which is kind of what I do. It's kind of my thing. So I went in and I shoutcasted all of the game changers going head to head. If you guys want to check that out, I'm going to post a link there. I posted the highlights from that shoutcast. You're going to see Westy in there. You're going to see Stode. You're going to see Sergeant Danger Cow, the UK community manager for EA DICE. Part Welsh, a.k.a. Freeman, is in there. We've got Daz. We've got the Tactical Brit. We've got the Two Angry Gamers, Eco Limits, Ninjas on the Lawn, Prophet on Fire, Necro. They are all in that shoutcast, that link that I just posted right there. But ultimately, it was a feedback session testing out the launch version of Battlefield 5. Which one of the things that was really, really neat about it was we got fully unlocked accounts while we were there. So that means all of the guns, all of the skins, all of the attachments, everything that you could do to your characters and your guns were unlocked for us to look at. And we actually captured a lot of footage while we were there. Now, the big ticket item from the trip to Sweden was several meetings that I had while I was there with certain people. And all I can really say is the result of those meetings were astronomical to the Hardcore League. There's going to be some huge things coming with Battlefield 5 and the Hardcore League based on the results of those meetings. It was a life-changing trip for both me personal and the competitive community as a whole, as some of the things we're going to be doing as far as competitive Battlefield and working with EA moving forward is going to be exciting, to say the least.
So kind of in my head, I've got this sort of image of you guys just chilling out there back at the hotel bar after a hard day's Battlefield 5 gaming. There's Prophet, there's Necro, you guys are sat around, you've had a few drinks, everyone's getting pretty relaxed, and then someone comes up with the idea of fortifications, but this time they want you to go and build fortifications in your hotel room with the bed and, just like you were when you were a kid. I've just got this image in my head of you guys just playing Battlefield in your hotel room, just like when we were kids.
You're absolutely right. In the lobby, we had the sofas and the love seats and the throw pillows all there. We're winging salt shakers across them like they're grenades, shooting straws at each other. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much spot on. Semantic asked us, did it have the day one patch? It did not have the day one patch when we played it there in Sweden.
Yeah, I think they were keeping that one quite close to their chest. They didn't want to give too much away.
I think the day one patch was also a result of some of the feedback that the game changers had given on the from the capture event as well.
Right, you are. I mean, I
don't know that to be true. I don't know that to be true, but it's a very good possibility.
No, that's fair enough. We'll see what happens. I mean. Right now, obviously, we've got early access to it, EA access. You've got 10 hours free gameplay to be had pre-release.
Unless you have premium.
Unless you have
premium. If you have EA access, the premium version of EA access, the game's yours right now.
Okay, I thought it was actual general access, but okay, it's the premium. Got you. No worries. Well, guys.
Yep. Now, if you do have EA access, I believe you get that 10-day trial. So.
Right. Okay.
Or a 10-hour trial. But if you have the premium version of EA Access, then you are live.
Right, got you. That's good to know. So that's it. You're just completely no 10-hour limit. Because I could imagine a lot of people going through that pretty quickly.
Yes. Well, or if you're like me and you have zero time, you'll get 30 minutes out of that 10 hours because you just get it on the back end when you're done doing everything, which I played it some last night, but to be honest, I mean, if anybody tuned in and actually saw my webcam up, I was pretty wrecked. I had some long days at work, and so I played it from about 9 p.m. until about midnight last night, so I got a couple hours in, and I played it a little bit today, got a couple of good rounds in, working on my sniper class, but yeah, it is, the game's phenomenal. Especially in comparison.
Am I right in thinking you were playing Grand Operations last night?
I was playing Conquest last night, but it's almost like you know what's up because that's what I was playing today was Grand Operations, which is another thing that we've got to saw at the capture event was Final Stand. So for those of you that don't know, Grand Operations is a 3-day event in Battlefield. When you play up Grand Operations, it's kind of like Operations was on Battlefield 1, except it's 3 days, and each day is kind of a different mode. Like the first one, you plant bombs. The second one's kind of like a conquest. The third one is kind of like the breakthrough mode, and then the Final Stand. The best that I can describe the Final Stand mode is almost like a battle royale. Because you come in, you only have one life, and there is a circle that closes in over a time period. So a Final Stand match will last somewhere around 5 to 7 minutes, and you can be revived. But if you die and you're totally out, you're out, and you can spectate other people. And basically, it's the team with whoever gets eliminated first loses.
So at that stage, when it comes down to one life, what you'll see is people really will start to hold back, protect themselves, and in that context, it really does change the gameplay.
It does, and you can't hold back too much because there is a circle that closes in that will damage you if you stay outside that circle too long. So it forces a fast-paced yet careful scenario there, and then what a lot of people also don't know is the stipulations to get into a Final Stand match is if the if the final match of Grand Operations is within a 50 ticket difference, if it's very close.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't imagine, because we've never really seen that kind of context of play before in Battlefield as a series, but I would imagine that's going to really make for some very interesting scenarios and situations where teams are going to have to be mixing it up between being aggressive but also being defensive in a way that, you know, it's going to be coming down to, are you on point with your squad? Have you got the right correlation of equipment? You know, are you going to be running in a formation where you can cover each other, or are you going to be off all over the map? So yeah, at that stage it's going to be really intense, and the fact that you're going to have everyone spectating as well. Is this going to be a 32 versus 32 player size mode, Dead?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Awesome.
Well, it will be, you know, based on Grand Operations, you know, the players that are in Grand Operations. So, yeah, you hit the ground with 32v32, and then, or actually, yeah, that's what it is. I believe. I have to double check for some reason. Yeah, no, it's 32v32, and you have your ticket counter at the top, and it's 32 on both sides, and then it just whittles down as people die. Until, so you know, if there's one guy left, you know, when we played it there in Sweden, we got to a couple situations where it'd be like, you know, a 4-on-1 or a 3-on-1, you know, and it gets pretty intense. I mean,
I don't know, but unless you're like one person is someone like Daz, who's just going to come in and just wreck you with a sniper.
Yeah, or Drunksy, man. Drunksy put in some work. Stoden as well. Like in that shoutcast that I posted a link to, I was following Stoden, and he was like running 71-13.
Sure. That is
which
incredible.
was it was absolutely insane. Now, Grand Operations is something that we may want to talk to our teams about and actually look at as a competitive mode, because I mean, if you get down to it, you know, in these two, and final stand is kind of like an overtime. So to speak. So if you were to go into a final stand with two competitive teams, man, and you got a 1v3 situation going on, I mean, inside the facility that we were in when we were playing it, when it got down to, because we're all sitting, you know, in close proximity, side by side, you know, and there was, let's see, there was 120 people there at least, you know, all playing and everything. And, you know, it gets down to a 1v5 situation or 1v3, 1v4. And, you know, that one player drops two or three players, you know, you just hear it because everybody's spectating from their own machine and watching it. And you just hear everybody, oh my God, you know, just getting excited. It could be pretty intense, you know, if that was to come down to a competitive mode. However, I don't know how possible that would be. As you know, for the most part, we try to make competitive modes as fair as possible for both sides. So teams will play both sides of the map. Grand Operations, you wouldn't have that. So, and you'll often, in some of these Grand Operations, it seems that that it's easier to either attack or defend on certain maps and certain modes. So we'll look into that though, and that may be something we do for special events, you know, or something like that. For, you know, for example, we may take in, you know, some of the top teams to run a Grand Operation event or something along those lines. I mean, we've got so much coming down the pipe from the Hardcore League as far as before we're able to actually run competitive, before RSP drops, which anybody in here that's watching right now, you'll have a chance to get in. We'll be running some community events with the competitive community. So yeah, it should be pretty good.
No, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it, and I think it's going to be extremely exciting to shoutcast just off what you've described there with the way that it all sort of works with Final Stand. That is incredible, and I think from a shoutcasting point of view, it's going to make things extremely intense in those last few minutes. And yeah, we're going to be able to really deliver those oh my days moments and the pew pew pew. So yeah.
Speaking of which, that projectile cam in spectator mode, that thing is pretty amazing. Again, I got several I got several moments in that highlight that I posted of the shoutcast with the game changers of the projectile cam, which a projectile cam follows Panzerfaust. It follows grenades, grenade launchers. So it is. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet to actually see that in action in spectator mode. I got one of Mozzie just Panzer Shrekken flak fire right in his face, and it just followed the rocket all the way right into his suck hole. Yep.
Nice. We got Acrobat coming in there. Does it feel like Battlefield? So I'm guessing he's referring to the overall feel of the game, the series. What do you think, Dad? Do you think they've managed to sort of capture that real Battlefield spirit, the mantras, the ethics?
Okay. That is kind of a trick question, Somatic, because that depends. When did you start playing Battlefield? Because if you started playing in Battlefield 1, you've never felt Battlefield. If you played Battlefield Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 5 has brought back what it feels like to play Battlefield. In my opinion, if you started on Bad Company 2, then it feels more like Battlefield than you can imagine, because Battlefield 1 was such, in my opinion, it was a very watered down version of Battlefield. I feel like they catered to other communities outside of Battlefield when it comes to Battlefield 1 to try to reach a bigger demographic. And we saw that a lot as far as the competitive scene goes, and the casual scene, who has been in the Battlefield series for a while. It didn't feel quite like the Battlefield that we all know and love, and Battlefield 5 most certainly does. It is intense. Like I played, a couple of times and during the event and everything, and it's very, very fast paced, nail biter situations. No matter what mode I've been playing, they really did an astounding job on this game. The maps, the lanes that you have to cover, the lanes that you have to watch, and a lot of people are going to get upset when they first start playing Battlefield, because they are going to die a lot. And it's not due to them not having skill. A lot of it's going to be due to map knowledge, and they're used to playing Battlefield 1. They're used to running around and doing these different things that you could do in Battlefield 1, but with the adjusted time to kill, you have to play a little bit more careful. You have to check your corners. You have to make sure that if you're going to run over some open ground, you've got your next piece of cover in mind, and you're ready to slide to it when you get there, because you're not going to be able to take enough shots in order to get there most of the time. It's very fast paced. You've got and your resources. With the attrition system, you have to manage your resources. You have to make sure that you're restocking ammo, or that you're staying with your squad real close. In this one here, I'm running a lot more sniper than I have and I kind of go through cycles. When I very first picked up Battlefield and Bad Company 2, I ran as a sniper, and then as I started leading my competitive team, TWD. All right, Bleedy Eyes, man, take it easy. When I started leading my team, I decided to get more boots on the ground, and I started running as a medic in Battlefield 3. And then in Battlefield 4, I ran as an engineer, and was repairing tanks and doing things like that. In Battlefield 1, I ran as a support, and it's kind of like it's came full circle again, and I've really latched onto the sniper kit. My two main kits on Battlefield 5, I can tell you right now, are sniper and support. Those are the two kits that I run the most of, and it's as a sniper, you really have to pay attention to your ammo and to your health, and maintaining those things.
Absolutely. And just to touch on, guys, as well, it's not all over for Battlefield 1 yet. We still have a very action-packed weekend coming up. We've got multiple events, including the Phoenix Elite Aerial League Flight Path to Battlefield 5 tournament final, and that is going to be incredible, guys. That is going to be a sweaty event. Seriously, you're going to see some skill. Some of the pilots that we've got coming up are just going to be incredible. We've got LRP versus AOTG. IFA and I and PG will also be participating, making that up to a 32 versus 32 player conquest match. Then on Sunday we have Xbox One Community's memorial event for the centenary of World War One. That will be shoutcasted by myself, and that's going to be a slightly somber, toned down event. It's going to be an opportunity for us, the Battlefield community, to pay our respects and come together and remember those that were lost in that horrendous conflict.
Here, let me jump in here real quick. We've got ninjas on the lawn in here talking about that auto loader. I'm only using that, man, till I can get that ZH. I'm working toward the ZH at level 10, but I did run into Ninja today several times on the battlefield. But the main reason I wanted to jump in here is my boy. And when I say my boy, I mean that in the most literal way possible. Bruno 2.0, my middle son, my senior. I would like to get some love in chat for that dude right there. He is the one that made it possible for me to go to Sweden. I wasn't going to go. I wasn't going to go to Sweden when I got the invite because it was Bruno's senior night. And so he's on the football team. He's been a 4-year starter. And senior night is when the parents walk down on the field with their child, and they announce, everything that they've done throughout the year. Bruno's on the honor roll. He's on the superintendent's honor roll. He's a really, really good kid, and that's a very important night. And so I wasn't going to go. But Bruno, he told me, he said, "You know what, Dad, this is your passion. This is what you love to do." He said, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take." He said, "I will be mad at you if you don't go," and he told me that I need to go over there. Now, however, my awesome wife did fire up some Facebook face cam, and they actually got pictures of me. I was there from Sweden through Facebook, walked out on field with him via the phone. So I was there digitally if I wasn't there in real life. But it wouldn't have been possible without the blessing of Bruno, and I love you, boy.
Well, there you go. There you guys have it. Like the sacrifices that are being made behind the scenes, and it's just incredible. That is and Bruno, you called it as it was, and we appreciate it, man. I know the Hardcore League staff appreciate it. Because Dead was able to work his magic with those beautiful people over in Sweden. We can't say any more than that, unfortunately, at this stage. It really was a big sacrifice, and I think it will definitely be going down in Hardcore League history as one of the biggest sacrifices made, really. But no, absolutely. Right, just going back onto the Flight Path to Battlefield 5 tournament finals tomorrow. Dead, we have these crazy teams coming up. We've got Prototype, Point Gap, seen as always, but we've also got Scent, White Raven, and we've also got Point Gap 2 by the looks of it, RFC as well, and Team of Impression. So it's going to be interesting to see which pilots specifically they put forward, because I happen to know these teams have got a pool of decent pilots. Seems to be where a lot of the pilots do hang out in those 6 communities. But looking at that, who do you think's going to take it, my dude? Because there's $500 worth of prizes right there.
I've got a call. I've got a call on that. So I'm seeing Peppermint Low in here, which is the first time, and based on the name, I'm gonna have to say, I bet you that is my sister. Out in Kentucky. How you doing, sis? Love you. As far as a Battlefield, the Flight Path to Battlefield 5 tournament, I believe the guys from Scent are going to take it. For those of you that don't know, they are actually from PlayStation, and they recently come over to Xbox for this tournament. But that did not handicap them whatsoever. They are absolutely insane. Those Scent guys, I mean, they come in and they rocked it. So amongst these teams, I think who we're going to see, it's hard to say. It's hard to say who I think I'm going to see in the finals, but I'm going to have to say that we're probably going to see one of the point gap teams and Scent in the finals potentially, maybe even Prototype in the finals as well. But nonetheless, if you guys have not watched any of these dogfights, they are absolutely sweaty. They are some of the best the best competitive Battlefield you were going to see.
Should we show these guys the advert so that they know what we're talking about?
Absolutely.
I think we should. Guys, this is the Phoenix Elite Aerial League. If I can find it, give me a second.
In fact, Bruno, he has a football game tonight. His team made it into the playoffs, so we're gonna be hitting that road towards state. It is his senior year, and his football team, prior to him starting playing his first year playing, they made it to the playoffs, which was the first time in 30 years. And I don't even know when the last time they went to state was. So, and we've got a really good chance this year, so it's going to be awesome.
No, it does sound like some potential good football going down right there. That's definitely something that we like to see here at the Hardcore League. Good football. Even though I know personally nothing about American football, which I know I'm going to catch some hell for, but what can I say? Just give me a second. Just trying to find this advert right here. What have I done with it? There it is. There it is. It was under HL, not PAL.
Oh, they've never went to state.
Just on the air combat side of things. Looking forward to Battlefield 5. Fair play. Absolutely outstanding. Oh my days! Oh my goodness! And he gets the two-piece, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, and there it is right there. We're moving to the top.
Oh, getting an awesome kill on Marcelo there. That was on point.
And that right there is how you dogfight, ladies and gentlemen. What a play.
All right, we're back. All right, guys. So that was the Phoenix Elite Aerial League trailer with, of course, featuring myself and Mr. Deadeye. Did we catch any Mason in there or Dum-Dum, or was it just me and you?
I don't think Mason has covered the air tournament. Did he cover the first day of the air tournament? No, he covered the first day of our incursions tournament. Is what he covered. So, he covered the first day of the Chris Driver Memorial Tournament was where he picked up some of the slack there.
I got you. No, oh gosh, that Chris Driver Memorial Tournament, that was just incredible. What a send-off we gave Chris. And what a guy, what a community. Long Range Recon Patrol. How you guys have you've just been incredible. An incredible source of strength for the entire community. And also one heck of a good example of how to run a Battlefield esports team. Guys, if you need an example of how to run your team or how to be, then be like LRP, because those guys are on point. Absolutely.
I see Matrix got a question in chat. I'll address that, and then we can jump into customizations and companies. She said, why did they change the medic class so much? Discouraged by what she's been reading, the decreased value of the medic. Without it, I'll lose my identity and the love of Battlefield. Now, not necessarily. You know, as I said earlier, I've cycled through kits as things have gone on, as the different titles have come along. I've cycled through kits. So you may find, May, that you're going to pick up a different kit. However, I don't think that the medics are depreciated in this title. In fact, when I've been playing, I have had a ton of medics. I've been getting more revives from blueberries than I have in a long time.
Last night you were literally just saying, weren't you? It was incredible. You have medics running in from everywhere to come and revive you.
And I think people are misunderstanding medics, because I think medics now have a bigger role than they ever had before. Yeah, there is the buddy revive system, so anybody on your squad can revive you. However, only medics from that are not in your squad can revive you. So it's not like if you go down, that anybody on the battlefield can revive you. Only your squad mates and medics can revive you. So that makes medics just absolutely pivotal in Battlefield 5. I mean, they are a necessity. I know a lot of people aren't very happy with their guns. You know, it takes some getting used to go from the DMR style guns to the to the SMGs.
Yeah.
But you know, as Battlefield 1 released the DLCs, you know, you got the Fedorov and you got several other guns that were more automatic toward the end there. So it will.
Can I just come in there, Dead? Sorry, we've just had IceWodo777 coming in with a very good point. It is the centenary memorial of the ending of World War One. As it happens, IceWodo, I will be shoutcasting an event with Battlefield 1 Xbox One community. The Volpix Vixen Kells and her crew are hosting a memorial event. It's going to be an opportunity for the entire Xbox Battlefield community to come together, show their respects for the fallen. I will be shoutcasting a very somber stream with a few sort of historic details in there, and that is going to be kicking off at 7 p.m. GMT, so I believe that works out to about 1 p.m. No, sorry, 7:30 GMT, so that's going to be 1:30 p.m. Central American time. Please do come by and just show your respects with your brother and sisters out there. That you know, we all love the game. We've all appreciated Battlefield 1. We all appreciate our freedom and the liberties that we enjoy. So this is a good opportunity for us as a community just to really come together and show our respects. So please stop by. But that is absolutely a valid point, my dude.
Continuing on as far as the validity of medics in Battlefield 5, I think, May, that a lot of people aren't really digging into it. For example, you have your combat roles for medics. So the medic is, in my opinion, one of the most important parts of the team. For example, you have two different combat roles for medic. You have the field medic and you have the combat medic. And the field medic, so your squad gets what's called requisition points. And the requisition points is how you're allowed to call in extra resources, supply drops, the flame tank, and the very awesome V1 rocket. So as one of your traits, as one of your combat roles, is the field medic role, where you get the healer trait, which means you gain additional requisition points for your entire squad by providing them with bandages and healing. So that means that your squad is going to get a V1 rocket quicker if you're running medic and doling out those bandages. Additionally,
that's a good idea.
Additionally, the medic now, I think, is geared better for its job, because in Battlefield 1 it had the DMRs, which are mid to longer range weapons. They're not really made for close up. So that means your medics inherently are going to try to hang back just a little bit farther in Battlefield 1 because of the weapons that they're rolling. So by giving them the SMGs and the fully automatic rifles or guns, they are actually putting them in closer proximity, so that you're able to stay with your squad more in the battle. You know, staying in the thick of it. So I think that medics have. I think people just haven't really dug into them. They haven't unlocked the guns that they're gonna like. And they haven't gone through the specializations that each gun has, which is a good segue right into customizations.
I think realistically, only time's going to tell with the medic class. I think because it's going to be one of those things people are going to need to get used to it. They're going to need to unlock the various aspects to it of the tree, of the progression tree, sorry. So from that point of view, it's really gonna take a bit of time for us just to get used to it and establish really how it is gonna implement itself. But Dead just touching on how, you know, you are rewarded for sort of supporting your squad mates. That is considered definitely one of the big Battlefield mantras, is that they want people to come together and work together. Communication, cooperation and coordination is a big part of this game. So it's definitely good to hear that there'll be, they'll be sort of really rewarding players with not just points, but also like stuff like V1s. That's pretty sick. And I don't know. Have you got an impression yet for sort of the V1? Like, how often do they tend to get called in?
That really depends on. Normally the V1s come in toward the end because it takes 46,000 requisition points in order to call those in. You know, other resources are cheaper. Supply drops in the tanks and things like that are cheaper, but you know, everybody's going for that V1 rocket, and it can be a game changer. I mean, you can significantly clear off a flag, and even if you don't clear off a flag, the blast radius is so far that if your team is pushing an objective, you can drop that V1 rocket and at the very least throw the players to the ground so that your team has a chance to get in there and get defensive. I mean, it can change the outcome of a game, the V1 rocket. So yeah. Now you did have some questions about customizations.
Yeah, no, I'm really interested because I've heard customizations has actually been toned down somewhat from the beta. One of the feedbacks I believe that they got was that people would walk away with almost too much customization, and it would be a bit over the top. And apparently they have like listened to that. Now I haven't actually really had chance to sit down and look at the customizations in game and see. I mean, obviously you've got the opportunity to wear whatever you want. I'm assuming that's how they're going to do it. But yeah, have you managed to unlock many of the customizations yet?
Well, that was one of the benefits of being in Sweden. We had everything unlocked. So we were able, everything that was unlocked on launch. Now, obviously, they'll be releasing more outfits and things like that as the game goes on, you know, as Battlefield tends to do. I'm sure with every DLC, you know, we'll get some cool character customization stuff, but the characters are very customizable. The things you can customize is the face, you know, guy, girl, basically your character, what their face looks like, and again, whether it's male or female. But then you can also do your head, your torso, and your legs, and then face paint. So cool. you can mix and match whatever you want. You know, they have sets kind of. You know, they'll have one that's called for example, they have one that's called, I believe, the Predator outfit. And, you know, you could put on the Predator helmet and then the Admiral top if you wanted to, or you could go through and make the whole thing look like, you know, uniform. So it is very customizable. But the customization that I like and I think is absolutely amazing is in the form of specializations. Which is what you how you decide basically your specializations basically let you design how you play the game to play to your strengths, and it isn't per character. It's not like you set up your specializations for your medic and then you're good to go. You set up your specializations for your support and you're good to go. It is per gun. You set up your specializations per gun, per class. What you can do is you can go in and you can set up your, you know, if you're a sniper and you're going to use a semi-automatic, you are going to, and you want to play close range. Well, you can go in and decide that, you know, with your specialization that you want to pull out your sidearm quicker, that you want your hip fire to be more accurate, that you want your reloads to be quicker, which is going to allow you to be a more hands-on PTFO sniper. Well, on the reverse side of that, if you want to pick a different gun and you know that you've got a full squad that's going to be pushing that objective and you're going to provide them with Overwatch, then you can go in and set your specializations to be able to hold your breath longer, to have a larger magazine so you don't have to reload, to be able to zero your scope in is one of the specializations. So you can, you know, set it for 100 meters, 200 meters, 300 meters, so to make your shots easier. And it is so it is the specializations really let you appeals to your strengths and let you set up your character to your individual play style so that you can play the game the way that you want to, and you're not handicapped by any certain class because you can customize your guns and your players to your play style. So if you're an assault that likes to play off of the flag, you know, you can do the same thing. and it goes for every class. Like the support, you're able to come in and set it up to where hip fire and reloads are quicker, or you can set it up to where you have faster bullets so that you can hit targets on the move better, and that you can bipod up and have more accuracy when you're bipoded up, and it reduces your recoil while you're bipoded and things like that. So it really allows you to decide how you want to play the game, and then get the specializations that play to your strengths, which is amazing. Is absolutely amazing.
See you later, Peppermint. Good to have you in the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, is that Peppermint? Oh, no, sorry, someone else is leaving. Who's leaving for work? Someone's leaving for work. Whoever's leaving for work, thanks for stopping by. All right, but no, Dad. I mean, one thing I think that might impact on the competitive community here is you're going to have the opportunity for teams to be able to almost get their own uniform, like, so we'll see a squad of people, and how in the pre-matches in the first 3 minutes, some teams like Strike Team 6 will go out there and do some sort of formation stuff, and the Extreme will come in, take some photographs, and how cool would it be if those guys all had some kind of uniformed look? That would be pretty awesome.
I can tell you right now that we're going to see competitive teams. We're going to see competitive teams doing just that. I guarantee you, and I bet you SWAT will be one of the main ones.
Oh yeah,
and they'll do it one of two ways. They'll have their entire team decked out in the same gear, or they will have different divisions of their team decked out in certain gear. For example, they'll have their infantry wearing a certain uniform, their pilots wearing certain uniforms, their tankers wearing certain uniforms, or they may even get more in depth with it than that. They may go in and say, okay, all of our medics are going to wear this, our supports are going to wear this, and I imagine some of our competitive teams we're going to see uniformed uniforms, so to speak.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much what I was getting at. And I think that's going to look awesome. You guys let us know what you think in the chat, but I'm interested to see what you teams and you, the community, do with these customizations, where you're going to take this. But no, that was one of the issues I have heard, though, Dead. Apparently there is an abundance of ammunition on the floor. So they apparently need to tone back on the amount of ammunition getting dropped by dead people, because it's almost too easy now to get ammunition, apparently.
I don't think they should have. I don't think they should tone down the amount of ammunition that they have on the ground. I disagreed with the change in attrition. Starting out with the limited ammo and things like that, I thought it was a good deal, and it promoted good squad work. And a lot of people complained about it because they're used to being a one-man army and kind of Ramboing it out. And so I disagreed with them changing that because I thought that it was good to have to rely on one of two things: either your squad mates or your own personal skill to drop people and then be able to pick up their ammo. So I like the attrition in the beginning. I don't think the issue is with too much ammo laying around. I think that would be the perfect amount of ammo laying around if they had the attrition to where it was originally. Now, I've only got about 7 minutes left until I've got to hit up a meeting. I believe the last thing you wanted to talk about was companies.
Yes, very much so. I also wanted to fit in that big announcement that we've got regarding the podcast. So if you bang through companies quickly, and then I can kick off with that, and then we'll close the podcast down for
absolutely. Okay, so the company is basically where you control everything, and as you customize your character with new outfits and gears and things like that, your company is going to be where you go to do that, where you go to customize your character, your weapons, your tanks, your vehicles, the whole nine. But what's really neat about it is everybody's like, oh, I'm going to make my character look like this. This is the character I'm going to run to. Okay, but for which axis? Because you actually get to pick your axis in your company, and so when you're playing on one side of the field, your character is going to look one way, and then when you're playing on the other side of the field, it's going to look a different way. So you're going to be able to have personal characters ×2 for every class, because and let me just look real quick. It's for the Allied and the Axis forces.
Right.
So your characters on both sides are going to look different, different customizations. Now you can make them look the same if you want to, but you will be able to go in and change them around as far as when you take the field as one side, you're going to look like this, as the other side, you're going to look like that. So those of you that have split personalities are going to dig it.
No, that's that sounds like this interesting approach, because that's going to give people a real opportunity to get in there and change up and customize. And with the amount of time that people put into this game, I don't think people mind that extra layer of depth there. We've got QT Squared coming in there. What is going on, QT? QT is our head mod for Discord. That which can be a pretty thankless task sometimes, so we definitely salute you, because it's not a job that I would like to do personally. I thankfully managed to remain above the politics with most of my roles. But right, guys, big announcement coming up. Dead touched on it earlier, but we're going to be kicking off with some pretty big interviews over the coming months and years, hopefully. And we want to be getting to know you, the Battlefield community, and one part of that is going to be about getting out there and really getting to know the people, the players, the team leaders, the staff members. Obviously, you guys at the moment are only seeing one side to Shots Fired podcasting, and that is our live content onto Twitch. We are going to be covering all mediums of podcasting. We're going to be up on iTunes and various other platforms. At the moment, my team are working hard to get a pool of interviews which aren't being done online at the moment, because we're going through them, we're professionally audio editing them, and making sure that it has the best sound, and we're giving you guys the most professional platform to really showcase yourselves as team players and as overall teams, or as individuals. We want to see the content creators, we want to see the people that get the really good kill death ratios, but we also want to see the good medics, we want to see the good team players. We want to get you all in here, and we want to get to know you, and we want to give you an opportunity for you to talk to the community, and that's what the podcast is all going to be about. So touching on that, we have Sergeant Danger Cow, and if you're not familiar with Sergeant Danger Cow, he is very heavily involved in the European side of things with Battlefield Dice. And Dead, you met Sergeant Danger Cow over the trip to Sweden, didn't you, my dude? How did you get on with him?
Sergeant Danger Cow is one of the coolest people I've ever met in my life. So he's absolutely amazing. He actually come to Sweden with a suitcase full of Sergeant Danger Cow plushie dolls that he gave out to people that was in his Discord. Unfortunately, I missed out on that, but I'm going to try to get me one of those. And the reason that we're going to see Sergeant Danger Cow on the podcast is because he is a very distinguished pilot, and he will be answering all the pilot questions that the community may have, which I know that yourself and Dum Dum have been working tirelessly with the Phoenix Area League to get all their questions queued up to grill Mr. Danger Cow. But yeah, Danger is one of the coolest people I've ever met in my life. An absolute genuine human being. And if you guys haven't checked him out, check him out on Twitter. Give him a follow. Let him know the Hardcore League sent you. Sergeant Danger Cow. You can find him there. In fact, I'll see if I can't look up a link for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Danger Cow, what a dude. We are going to be coming at you with some pretty interesting content during the next few weeks and months. And of course, I think that is just a great starting point. And we need questions from you guys. What do you guys want to know from a very established pilot, someone who is extremely proficient and knows everything about Battlefield piloting? This is your opportunity. Even the more experienced pilots out there might be able to gain something from this, and we have some of the most experienced pilots in Battlefield who will be playing tomorrow from what time is it? It's going to be 4 p.m. Central, kicking off from this very channel. So don't forget to stop by and watch that, guys. Hopefully Sergeant Danger Cow might even put in an appearance in chat, who knows. But
yeah, I spoke to him. He actually may make it in. And additionally to Sergeant Danger Cow just being an ace pilot and an amazing dude, he is a game changer, and he provides feedback on the game. And the guy is very meticulous about that part of his role. You know, when we're sitting down having drinks, not only, I can't say enough about the guy. He is so amazing. Not only does he give very accurate feedback, but he doesn't just give us personal feedback. He'll be sitting there with a notepad just littered with different points that he wants to give on feedback. But then he'll also be asking the other game changers, what do you think? How do you think we could make this better? You know, and he writes it down and submits that feedback. So he is he awesome guy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm looking forward to working closely with him over the next few weeks, putting together a pretty awesome podcast for you guys. But yeah, no, absolutely. All right, guys. Well, we're going to draw things to a close here. Yeah, I do see a few people there mentioning in chat. Yes, thank you so much, guys, for the nominations. I woke up this morning and I got a message on my Twitter. First thing I check every morning is my Twitter messages. And yeah, it was just like a load of messages saying congratulations, and I was like, congratulations for what? I completely forgot, even though we were doing all the sharing earlier in the week, that we had the Dice Friends thing going on, with everything that's been going on, getting ready for this weekend, and everything else, getting ready for Battlefield 5. Completely forgot that the Dice Friend nominations were there. Thankfully did manage to nominate a few people myself before I forgot about it completely. But yeah, no, wow, oh my days, thank you so much, guys. That is just I was really made up. What can I say? You guys are awesome. I do this for you guys, as does Dead, as does Mason, and Bosch as well has also made a Dice Friend. So yeah,
which I think speaks to what we do for the community. You know, we that's what is in mind. You know, when I was over in Sweden, it wasn't for Deadeye. You know, being Deadeye didn't get me to Sweden. You know, being a founder of the Hardcore League is what got me to Sweden, and we represent the competitive community and the casual community as we shoutcast those events. So the fact that 2 of our staff members in this round were awarded the Dice Friend dog tags just kind of speaks to what we do for the community here.
Absolutely. I just think, you know, but there's so many great people behind the scenes, and obviously they can only get so many Dice Friends in each time, but I would say for those of you that, because I know there's going to be people out there that were disappointed that they didn't come through themselves, but honestly, keep plugging away with it. You know, they're going to be coming up frequently, and at the end of the day, this is what drives the community to be better, and this is why I think one of the many reasons why the Battlefield community works so well together. You know, but you guys are great. I really do appreciate it, and it's going to be fed directly back into serving you guys. So, you know, absolutely stay humble. Peace.
Yep, and what we're going to do before we bounce out of here is we're going to send you over to somebody really quick. I don't know if you're familiar with him. We've got familiar with him here recently. The Pwn Star for Hire. He's playing some Battlefield 5, so we're gonna share some love and send you guys over there if you want to see some Battlefield 5. He's a pretty good player.
All right. So are you gonna set that raid? Are you logged in?
Yep.
Yep. Sweet. So I haven't got his name. All right, guys. But thank you once again for stopping by the Hardcore League Shots Fired podcasting. Myself, KLWHitmanPike, and Deadeye have very much appreciated talking with yourselves. Don't forget to hit us up. We will be running bi-weekly podcasts at the same time every Friday, discussing all things Battlefield, esports, all things community. This is your opportunity to really showcase yourselves. Come and talk about your team. Come and talk about yourself. Come and talk about your life experiences. We want to hear about, you know, the sort of how Battlefield's changed you and how it's influenced you and how it's impacted on your lives, because let's face it, it's impacted on all our lives incredibly, more than any game should. But it's not just the game, it's the community, it's the people, it's you guys, it's you right there. You're all awesome and we love you. So from myself, Deadeye, respect, peace and love.
Later.